chlorine in the air.
Stereo. Coffee, KOFY, Stereo TV 20, San Francisco.
This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
Today on Rescue 911, a faulty electrical system.
We opened the door and all we saw was fire.
A burning Christmas tree. Threatens the lives of two innocent little girls.
Mommy, what are you doing? We need to get out. I said, I don't know how.
Plus, a New Year's Eve party reaches new heights.
You can just see the top of the tree swaying like this.
A man falls 20 feet in front of a cheering crowd on Rescue 911.
Not every hero sets out to make headlines. The achievements of real heroes can be seen in the faces of the people whose lives they've touched. I'm William Shatner. When we began Rescue 911 more than 4 years ago, we hoped we might be able to enlighten as well as entertain, but we never imagined so many viewers would turn words and images into action. More than 200 lives have been saved as a result of what people have learned from watching this program. Tonight, in a special episode of Rescue 911, we pay tribute to these men, women, and children who were inspired to step forward in an emergency and knew how to make a difference. We begin during the holiday season of 1992 in Dover-Foxcroft, Maine. Zita and Peter Stevens and their two young daughters were getting ready for Christmas in the new house Peter had finally finished after 5 years.
It was December 20th. Pretty good time for snow around here. And I work for the Department of Transportation. I run a plow truck. The road was slippery. They wanted to come to work.
Drive carefully.
Love you.
Goodbye, Daddy, guys.
Bye.
You can help me. You have to come down with me.
While Zita did laundry in the basement, her two daughters, including 7-year-old Danielle, played nearby.
We went downstairs and we were doing gymnastics.
Very nice. Very nice.
When we continue,
Danielle grabbed my hand and said, Mommy, what are you doing? We need to get out. And I said, I don't know how. How are we going to get out?
Dave Cowens and Bill Walton bumped our redheads together.
There's so much 200. That's 1-800-998-4200.
Injured people, call 1-800-400-BERG.
Zita Stevens was in the basement of her home doing laundry with her two young daughters, unaware that in the living room upstairs, the Christmas tree had caught fire and flames were quickly spreading through the house.
We heard this big boom. We opened the door and all we saw was fire. Mommy was panicking and I told Mommy to go back up and shut the door.
Danielle grabbed my hand and said, Mommy, what are you doing? We need to get out. And I said, I don't know how. How are we going to get out? went towards the washer, thinking that maybe I could just wrap the kids up in wet clothes and get them out.
I told Mommy to stop panicking. I said we could get out the cellar door. Because Daddy told me that he would never trap us in. Then the smoke started coming out of the furnace. I thought it was going to blow up. Me and Mommy started kicking, and it just ripped the hole. It was cold, and Desi stopped crying because she thought it was hot out.
It's hard to describe the feelings that you feel when you see your house burning. I don't know how long I stood there watching the flames. And Danny took my hand again, said, Mommy, what are you doing? We have to go to Mimi's and call 911.
Within 10 minutes of the call, units with the Dover-Foxcroft Fire Department arrived, led by Fire Chief Joe Gaillot.
Fire was coming out 3 sides of the building. There was an ungodly amount of fire. If Zeta had not closed the upstairs door, it would have acted as a backdraft when the downstairs door had been opened. It would have blown them right out through, I'm quite sure of it, with that amount of fire.
Peter rushed home as soon as he heard about the fire.
And I was trying to calm Zeta down so she could explain what was going on. And then she told me that if it wasn't for Danielle, that they wouldn't be there. Somebody came up to me and they said, you lost everything. And I said, no. I said, my family's fine. This is just a bunch of boards burning. I built one, I can build another one. At least I have something to build one for. When I was back in 6th grade, there was a classmate of mine that the whole family burnt because their house got on fire and they went to the back door to get out and it was spiked shut. And that really stuck to me hardcore. And I told Danielle, I said, there's no way that you'll be trapped in this house in case of something. I said, this is still an exit. You can always come out. Just open the door and kick your way out.
6 months later, the Stevens family has rebuilt their house and their lives.
We took the precautions that any family takes. We had smoke detectors, but I panicked. It's an incredible thing to look back and know that my 7-year-old daughter was the person that I depended on in a crisis.
Oh, girls, look at the view from here.
She has said that she knew to shut the door at the top of the stairs because one episode of Rescue 911 told that if you're in a room with a door, you should shut the door and somehow keep the smoke from coming in.
Danielle was one smart little girl that did the right things to save her family. You take your hat off to a little girl that can pull what she did off without panicking herself. I mean, she saved her mama and her sister.
Next.
Tonight happens to be New Year's with not only a full moon, but a blue moon, and it brings the crazy people out.
1800 West San Carlos Street, San Jose.
Every year during the holidays, the number of emergencies that occur sharply rises. This next story is not a reenactment. It's the reality inside the trauma unit of San Francisco General Hospital on one of the wildest nights of the year.
Tonight happens to be New Year's with not only a full moon, but a blue moon. And for whatever reason, crazier things happen, and it brings the crazy people out.
San Francisco emergency. Someone has just been shot.
11:29 p.m.
Is the victim? He's in our store right now. He's in your store. Where's he been shot? He's been shot near the stomach. Go. Hi there. Victim shot in the stomach inside of the store at 1 that we're going.
Oh, cut it off.
Okay, sir.
On this rainy night, paramedics Marco Cornelia and Brett Powell are sent to the scene of the shooting.
It's in the liquor store?
Let's go, folks. Let's go. Move it. Move it.
How you doing? Is it hard for you to catch your breath at all? Yeah? Okay. How many times did you hear a gun go off? Once. Okay. Did you see the gun at all? Small gun? Relax, partner.
There was a supposed confrontation between the suspect and the victim in there. The victim viewed a fight between the suspect and his girlfriend. The victim went to intervene, and he was shot in the process.
Single wound, as you see there. I haven't rolled him and looked at his back yet. You only heard gun go off once. Doesn't know how big it was or what it was. You never know where the bullets go or what they've gone through. They could ricochet around. It's real important for us to get that patient to the trauma center as soon as you can.
Single gunshot wound.
The injury was such that, for all I know, he could be dying within minutes.
Trouble breathing? A little bit? Okay, we'll pass that on to the doctors.
Emergency.
Hi, this is Macy, Union Square.
Yes?
I have a crowd tearing down the tree in Union Square Park.
But the Christmas tree?
That's correct.
Don't you see police officers there? They're all detailed there.
They're all busy.
Oh. All right. How many people are involved in tearing down the Christmas tree?
About 20. 20 are climbing the tree. Someone's taking off decorations and whatnot.
All right, we'll get somebody out there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good evening. At the tone, Pacific Standard Time will be 11:40 and 50 seconds.
We did send a squad in to try and get to the tree, and they couldn't.
The 27-year-old shooting victim is admitted to the trauma unit of San Francisco General Hospital and examined by attending physician Dr. Ronald Diekman.
When a bullet enters the abdomen, this very rapidly advances to shock and circulatory failure and death if an intervention is not done in a very timely manner.
Open your eyes. You know where you are? Can someone call X-ray? You know what day today is? Can't breathe. We need a chest X-ray.
He's on 60 on the monitor. His pressure is 80.
Okay.
Is your belly hurt when I press on it right there?
No, it's not going.
Give it to me.
It's
And I'll
just
hang
hanging here.
2 grams of Ceviche.
Sergeant James Fry is one of only 90 officers patrolling thousands of people in the square.
We were still in front of the hotel, and you could just see the top of the tree swaying like this, and you could see all these people out on the limbs.
Pacific Standard Time will be 11:59 and 20 seconds.
Square Command, someone fell off the Christmas tree and supposedly needs to fly away. You'd have to have them come in from the Stockton Street side. There's no way they're going to get through here. Back it up! Back it up now!
7, 6, 5,
You feel it too in your penis?
No.
Okay, we're getting a urine sample.
Oh. Yes, Happy New Year.
standard time will be 12:03 exactly.
Union Square Command to 4 Mary 102. 4 Mary 102, go ahead. Could you take a squad and go in and see if this guy, if there's somebody in there that needs medical attention?
I took my squad and we were trying to push our way through the crowd saying, medical emergency, move out of the way. And we got to the top of the ramp and all of a sudden I realized that there was 8,000 plus people inside the square. They were grabbing us, pushing us, trying to grab our guns, etc.
He's got an entry wound right here at the coastal wall. He's got entry or exit.
Right.
He's got another wound here, so he's come through and through.
He had a gunshot wound from one side of his chest and abdomen to the other side. It was very clear to us that he needed surgery immediately.
Happy New Year. Make that go through for that 914 unconscious at Union Square. Post and Powell or you won't get through. Yeah, because it's bumper to bumper with people. Okay? Thanks. Cheek to cheek. Bye.
See what he was in the field.
The shooting victim is taken into surgery within an hour of the incident.
He has a bad injury of his liver, with an entry and exit wound from the left lobe of his liver coming out the right lobe of his liver. And it's a difficult place to get control of, and that's what we're trying to do right now.
We pushed our way through to the tree, and there was indeed one fellow laying on the concrete. He was on the ground all doubled up, obviously very seriously injured. I mean, there's no doubt there was something really wrong with the fellow.
4 Mary 102, would you advise the ambulance they need a transport? I have an off-duty paramedic here assisting me. We must have 8,000 people surrounding us here. We're trapped also.
I got on the radio and I told them that we were surrounded, we were trapped, we couldn't get out. We're taking rocks and bottles. We need some backup. I need an ambulance. I do have somebody here that's hurt.
There's an ambulance and fire department crew on Geary Street at Macy's in front of Macy's. What you might want to try is a squad walking in the ambulance car with a gurney, using a loud hail or a bullhorn, asking people to get out of the way. That's about the only way that's going to work.
Paramedic Tom Leeper is one of many rescue workers dispatched to the scene.
I couldn't imagine somebody climbing up that thing. I looked at it and I go, oh my Lord.
You'll form a wedge right over here.
I took my squad in what we call a V, and we're able to push our way through the crowd to get out to the ambulance crew and the gurney. Then we used the same V-type formation to get them in. He had to be up a minimum of 20 feet on the branches. From that height, he should have been killed. He should be a dead man.
I knew he had some pretty serious injuries. The fact that he was so quiet and so still. The quiet ones are the ones that are really sick.
He was somewhat intoxicated and attempted to climb the tree. He fell about 25 feet, landed on his left side, and we've now found out that he has a fractured 6th thoracic vertebrae and a fractured 10th thoracic vertebrae.
I got this telephone call, and it was Charlie's mom telling me that Charlie had been in an accident, that his back was broken, and not knowing whether he was in an operation as we were talking, if he was paralyzed. Very frightening.
Of the body.
Dr. Diekman takes over the care of the 20-year-old youth.
Down in T10, it's pretty well shattered in the front to the bone. So that's always lucky, definitely, because he has no head injury, which is the worst fear of that type of injury. He is at risk for transecting his spinal cord, and he could interrupt the major nerve, go into his lower extremities and become a paraplegic.
Surgeon Bruce Barker looks in on the 27-year-old shooting victim the day after the operation.
He was very lucky. It was a major caliber bullet, and if he had turned right or left, inches, he could be dead. He could have died before he got to the hospital.
To help my breathing, because I'm having difficulties breathing right now. Oh, that was the greatest part of the whole night. It was 911. Knowing that I was going to be taken care of and I wasn't going to just bleed to death on somebody's front door. I thank God that they did come as fast as they did. I'm so grateful for that.
Where'd you find it?
That same day, paramedic Tom Leeper checks in on the youth who fell from the tree. Doctors expect he will still be able to walk.
Hey, Charles. How you doing? How he got away without getting a head injury or an injury to his neck, I think, is just pure luck of the fall. I think he's very, very lucky. More exciting than what you really wanted to deal with, huh?
Oh, yeah, more than I bargained for when I first started going up, huh? When I hit, I was thinking, boy, am I stupid. But I was just very scared. I thought for sure I was going to be paralyzed.
I don't know how to teach him about not being daredevils. There's no payoff. There's only risk. There's nothing to gain.
The problem was we had been drinking, and that was part of the reason I made such a bad decision, you know? So, I don't know. Maybe I kind of hope that I'm a good example of a bad example.
Neither he nor his father has forgotten all the people who came to his aid.
They were incredible. They did such a great job with that, taking care of me.
I'm so appreciative that people will pick people up after they've injured themselves or gotten in accidents. That they seem like angels of mercy. They're great.
On the next Rescue 911. One wrong move plunges a woman down a 150-foot drop.
And I was just blown away that she was alive.
I can't feel my legs.
Plus,
What's wrong?
mother's helper shoots scalding hot water in a baby's bath.
It looked like his body was very raw, like there was no skin.
There's no way this kid's gonna live.
On Rescue 911.